You guys, look, this is the beginning of the ability for me to address and defend myself. We have an indictment. We have the information that the government wants to come after me on, and I'm going to comply. I've been compliant throughout this entire process. I have no desire not to comply at this point. They've been gracious in there. Now I'm going to have to go and fight to defend myself. The reality is it's a witch hunt. Because it makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted. You have Joe Biden's entire family receiving deposits from nine family members receiving money from foreign destinations into their bank accounts. It's been years of exposing. A lot of you here have reported on them, and yet no investigation is launched into them. I'm going to fight. I'm getting back to that. I'm going to fight my battle. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to fight the witch hunt. I'm going to take care of clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that. Now, hold on.
What do you say to that?
I would like the opportunity for some of you guys to ask some questions in an orderly fashion, and we'll start right here. Go ahead, Rachel.
Why would you apply for unemployment benefits when you had a job making $120,000 a year?
Rachel, this is part of my defense. This is inaccurate information, and I will get to clear my name on this. During the pandemic, it wasn't very clear. I don't understand where the government's getting their information, but I will present my facts.
Prosecutors say that you got over $20,000 in unemployment benefits, sir. How is that acceptable?
Ma'am, like I said, my employment was changed during the time. I don't understand where the government's coming from. I'll present my defense to that. I gave you two. Go ahead.
What evidence do you have that they don't have? It's extensive.
I have plenty of evidence that we will now be sharing with the government in this case to make sure that I can defend my innocence.
Are you planning on running for re-election?
Yes, I am.
And why should anybody believe you now?
Well, like I said, I will prove myself innocent, and then we'll move from there. And re-election is a very far time away from now.
The $750,000. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry for blocking. The $750,000. They said that you reported that wrongly. Do you have any comment to that?
Well, like I said, I will be giving them we'll be delivering all the finances of my company, delivering all my finances to them to dispel their accusation against me.
And again, you will not resign?
I will not resign.
Congressman, did you take campaign donations and use that money to buy expensive suits?
No, I did not.
Do you think you'll win re-election?
That's not up for me to know. Elections are very tricky, and it's up to the people. I trust them to decide what's best for them.
Congressman, you've admitted to lying in the past. What do you think will make people believe you this time around?
Well, look, like I said, I've asked many times. I want to be judged by the work I do in the body, and I stay committed to that.
Mr. Santos, are you headed to Washington now?
Yes, I am. I have to go back and vote. Tomorrow we have one of those consequential votes in this Congress, which is a border bill, and I'm very looking forward to being there to vote on it.
Speaker right now.
Well, I'm not going to address just the Speaker. I'll address leadership. I appreciate everybody's patience with my presence in Congress. As you know, the media has its ways of doing things, and I respect you guys. I've maintained good rapport with a lot of you guys. I've spoken with a lot of you guys, and I have the intention to continuing that open door. Some of you who are from the Hill know how to find me. Some of you here from the district don't have a hard time finding me. It's about keeping in line of communication. So I appreciate leadership for being patient at this time and for allowing the process to play out. I think this is about innocent until proven guilty. This starts. I have my right to fight to prove my innocence, as the government has the right to fight to try to find me guilty in whatever charges.
Why haven't you showed any documents to prove your innocence until now? Because you're being accused for a long time.
Well, because the media is not jury or the judge, so I will present that to the jurist and to the judge in this courthouse.
And to the Congress.
Well, if Congress requests it, I will present it to them as well.
So are you vowing to go to trial? You won't negotiate a plea?
I'm feeling, look, it's hard.
Yes, thank you.
I'm addressing one of your colleagues here. I don't want to give the back of. So, as usual, Jody, I do my best to be a positive person. Life is already as bad as it gets out there. So I'm fine.
You believe you're innocent?
I believe I'm innocent. Yes,
How can
George,
so many investigations and accusations?
Well, look, the way I look at it, I'll be a chairman of a committee in a couple of years if you just look at the standards of Congress. Look at the Senate.
George.
Is there a bill that helps states recoup COVID money, yet you're being alleged that...
Well, it's alleged, right? So are you accusing me, or are you going to allow the process to play itself and allow me to clear my name? That's my question to you.
George, Congressman,
How did you first learn about the charges against you, and also can you talk about the process of surrendering? Did they arrest you?
It was no. It was very amicable, very peaceful. These guys did a phenomenal job. We clearly came right under your noses, and you didn't see us come in today. And now we're leaving. Obviously, we're addressing you guys. Had all the intention of the world to be out here with you guys. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep fighting for what I believe in. I'm going to keep fighting to represent my district. I'm going to keep fighting to deliver results. And now I have to keep fighting to deliver, to defend my innocence. And I'm going to do that. And
Congressman, I saw
Governor Hochul today said you should resign and put your district out of its misery. Will you do that?
Governor Hochul is entitled to her opinion. I don't represent her. She is not my constituent. So.
I saw your face in court today, Congressman. I saw your face in court today. I saw your face. You looked. I'm going to stand.
Go ahead.
You looked pretty stressed. When I saw you sit down and the judge first started speaking, what was going through your mind? What are you feeling after being in court today?
Well, when it's your first time in experiencing something of this nature, I think everybody would show some kind of stress, right? I quite frankly don't believe I was stressed. I did the best I could to just keep my composure. I was fine. But again, this has been an experience, for a book or something like that. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Here's what we'll do. I will, guys. I will. You see. That is information you'll never get, because that is the media's. Your intention is to go harass them and make their life miserable. You're not getting that. All right, have a good day.
George, where's your husband?
Oh boy, there you have it. Very interesting news conference just now from George Santos, who is a first-time member of Congress, who was almost right out of the gate after the election, started having stories that were uncovering what were purported to be massive amounts of lying about his past, where he went to school, that he was an investment banker, real estate properties that he owned or didn't own. He's now been indicted on 13 counts that include ripping off campaign donors and getting unemployment benefits, even though he had a job, including taking advantage of COVID money is one of the charges here. Lying to Congress is another one. As you just heard from Representative Santos, he pleaded not guilty. He is now free on $500,000 in bond, and he did have to turn over his passport. He has restricted travel as part of this agreement. And you heard him. He said, I'm going back to Congress because we have a very important bill tomorrow, the border bill, which we're going to talk about some more in just a moment. But, within the first two sentences, he said this was a witch hunt, that it was 4 or 5 months long. He said you all should be looking into Joe Biden and his family. And then at the end, interesting comment, he said this is like something for a book. So you have to wonder where all of this is headed. But these are alleged crimes and an indictment, as we mentioned, and he certainly will get his day in court. And that's the way our process works.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.